Your toddler locks onto a stranger and will not let go. Maybe it is the woman in line behind you, the man across the cafe, someone on the train. Your child just stares. No wave, no smile, no looking away. And you feel that flash of embarrassment. This is rude. People can see it. I need to stop this. Maybe not. Your toddler may not be staring because nothing is happening. They may be staring because too much is still unclear. Who is this person? Are they safe enough? And why are you reacting to them like that? Because toddlers do not always read strangers in isolation. They often read the person, read your face, and read the space between the two. So what looks like bad manners can actually be a child holding still until the social picture gets clearer. For you, the rule is simple. Quick glance, move on. For a toddler, a new person can pull attention in and slow the whole system down. That is why the pause matters. They may not be ready to move closer, look away, or warm up yet. First, they may need more information. The toddler notices the person, then checks your face, then looks back again. Stranger, parent, stranger. That back and forth matters. Young children do not read unfamiliar people in isolation. Your reaction becomes part of the read. That is the part most adults miss. While you are worrying about manners, your toddler may be checking your face, your voice, your distance, your body. Do you soften? Tighten, lean in, turn away, end the interaction fast? Research from Thomas, Sachs, and Spelke in 2022 points the same way. Children can use a parent's interaction with a new person to infer who might count as a social partner. In real life, that means your toddler may be running two reads at once. Who is that? And what are they to you? Now the stare is doing more than it seemed to be doing a second ago. It is not just fixed attention. It is context reading. And that is why a fast correction can miss the job of the behavior. Stop staring, that's rude. Targets the surface. But the child may still be trying to finish the read. Manners still matter. But manners may not be the first task in that moment. And then the meaning gets bigger again. By toddlerhood, this is not only about caution, it is also about selection. Put a toddler in a situation where adults are not socially equal, and the child does not treat them as if they are equal. In a 2013 study, Fusaro and Harris found that children around 18 and 24 months were already using agreement and disagreement cues between adults to decide whose information to take seriously. That is a real shift. A stranger is no longer just someone new in the room. A stranger can become a possible source of information, help, play, warning, or learning. Which means the stare may not only be asking, "Are you safe enough?" It may also be asking, "Do you matter enough for me to keep tracking you?" That is the layer that makes this behavior more consequential than simple awkwardness. Once toddlers stop treating every adult as socially equal, staring can become part of the sorting process. Not moral sorting, not instant character reading. The evidence does not support that. Something narrower and more believable. Are you readable, responsive, relevant to me, relevant to my adult? Worth more attention than the other people in the room? And that helps explain something parents notice all the time. Some stares last. Longer than feels socially comfortable. Longer than a child needs just to glance and move on. Why? Because the answer is not in yet. The face is new. The voice is new. The movement is new. Your relationship to that person may still be unclear, so the looking continues. You can see the same pattern another way. In a 2024 study, Breitfeld and colleagues found that around age 2, toddlers learned new labels better from an unfamiliar adult who had already been warm and engaging than from one who had been flat and unengaging. That does not mean toddlers are reading deep character from a glance. It means engagement changes who becomes worth learning from. So this may not be empty staring at all. It may be the visible start of a decision. That is why you do not want to shut the moment down too fast. Not because every stare is deep, not because interrupting it is harmful. The point is smaller and stronger than that. If you cut it off instantly, you may be treating active social sorting like empty bad manners. Those are not the same thing. And that is where adults often judge the moment at the wrong level. We see a social rule being broken. The child may be trying to figure out who this person is, how they fit, and whether they matter. The mistake is assuming the stare means nothing. There is one calm boundary here, and it matters. Not every stare means the same thing. Some toddlers are tired, some are overstimulated, some are simply more watchful by temperament. Sometimes a face, voice, size, or movement pattern stands out, and that is enough. But that cuts both ways. It means you should not romanticize every stare. And it also means you should not dismiss every stare. If your child's reaction to unfamiliar people becomes unusually intense, suddenly much stronger, or far more distressed than fits the age and setting, that is worth noticing. Calmly, without panic. Pattern matters more than one isolated moment. But in a lot of ordinary public scenes, the better question is not, how do I make this stop right now? It is, what is my child still trying to figure out? That one question changes the whole scene. It turns a rude moment into an unfinished one. It shifts the problem from bad manners to unresolved social meaning. Because your toddler may not be staring to be rude. They may be staring because the person is still unresolved. To you, it looks like bad manners. To your toddler, it may be early social sorting in plain view. And the stare may be the first move in deciding who this person is to them.